Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the Smartalecs Show. We appreciate you stopping by. You already know who I am, Angry Al. Not angry today, but I might get angry later on in the show. You know how shit gets. But today, of course, my co-host,
Queen Marie.
you know who she is. What's up, Queen? How you doing today? You all right?
Always good.
Excellent,
Always
excellent.
good. Can't complain.
Excuse me.
Ooh, ooh.
That was deep.
That was deep in from the
That was
chest.
But
You may
I'm good.
have to stick something down your nostrils.
no, hell. Hey, you know what?
Uh-oh.
That shit did go up to my brain. They talk about it didn't, but that shit went far. It's fucking my nose.
I always cry. That tear come out. That tear come out every time. Be like, you hit my eye. What do you mean? I know what I felt. You hit my eye.
Oh shit.
You
Well,
may be going too deep.
well, no, since we already on that, the word in the street. Well, fuck the word in the street.
That's
the
what
word
it
from
is.
Biden is that all federal employees have to be vaccinated.
Yep. You gotta be vaccinated.
Got to be vaccinated.
First mandate has finally arrived. So, I don't know what to do with that. I'm trying to unpack that because I'm not sure how that's going to affect me and my job currently. I'm still not a fan. So, this is a tough one.
Are you considered a federal employee?
I don't know. But I would think under an umbrella. If you think about the way that they make and scheme, ways to find your ass to get in there. And nigga, if you get welfare at this point, I feel like they'll be like, nigga, you ain't getting nothing until you get this vaccination. You want this nice deposit on that welfare card, then you will get the shot so you can get your food stamps next month. That's what I feel like that's what's ultimately about anything over a federal umbrella, I feel would be affected. So yes, I definitely think at some point it's gonna be there.
I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Tasha, you think
Seriously,
that shit is.
I went real deep with that shit. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, so if I'm sitting here,
And who is that affecting? If it's affecting like that, if it starts to affect that, then it's definitely
it's a tricky web. You know how these motherfuckers do. They find loopholes with everything. So it's like, oh, okay, but it's still we service you to provide for them in order to get. So it's like I see it coming.
Well, a lot of times the feds are involved because they fund shit, just like the government funds shit. So if the government funds it, then it may be considered federal. But I think that the reason that they're doing this big push is, once again, it's kind of like a majority, like everybody. Well, it seems as though I'm not gonna say it is,
and that's what I'm saying. It seems as though
everybody has the fucking vaccine,
right? And
like
we just outliars,
right?
Like,
they try to make you feel like like you're
cough on everybody every day.
You're a black sheep or
be
some
disrespectful.
shit. Like you're just a walking virus. But when you think about it, they're just hilarious. When she did her thing, what'd she say? You could, like, I didn't even break it down, but it was like you could have the vaccine, but you could still catch the virus. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting the virus. It just stops the virus from being, as serious.
Right.
That doesn't make, so why take the vaccine?
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't stop the virus, it just stops it from being too serious. I don't know how serious it's going to be. From what I heard, seriousness varies from person to person, depending on what your pre-existing conditions are. Yeah. So why would I just take that when, I don't have any pre-existing conditions? So I mean, it's, I'm really a firm believer in eugenics, mm-hmm. which is the study of, the population and population control. So if they study it, it's definitely possible. It's definitely something that can happen.
You know that.
So yeah, and then plus, once again, it's a proven fact, and we already spoke about this, but it's a proven fact that they used to give us vaccines that cause autism in children, and specifically black children. So
I'm scared to keep talking about this. I just thought about it.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
Don't be scared. It's okay. You're going to put another name under this shit.
Yeah, we going to say like. We going in. Man.
Crazy shit at the bottom, like.
And
they're going to be like, yeah, that's not what the fuck they talking about. It don't matter. But no, I'm not.
That's real shit, y'all.
It's, in my opinion, I mean, what? If you in this country, you're supposed to have freedom of, like, choice.
That's the point.
Like, you're supposed to be able to choose.
That was the point of being an American.
Right. If you could choose if you want to take something or not, and not be ostracized for doing so.
Vaccines to get into kindergarten for your children are not even a mandate. You don't have to. You probably would. You probably couldn't go. You couldn't go to certain schools. I don't know if it's.
Well, you can know as a child you can get a piece of paper from a doctor. I thought.
Right. You could. So you can. You still have a choice then. But this particular vaccine is becoming federally. I just keep thinking about shit, y'all. It's crazy. My brain is just on fire right now.
Fire.
I swear. It's just like, really? What about this? You didn't think about that.
Yeah. So,
crazy.
Yeah. So we'll keep a watch on it. Biden is on some fucked up shit right now.
Going on,
but I'm never gonna be like never gonna be one of them niggas that says I wish Trump was still around, because I don't. So Biden is doing some fucked up shit though. But once again, he's white, so that's what they do. Right. I mean, they just do crazy shit. They're not looking out for the best of black people at all. They look out for the best of them, each other. So, any old way.
Anywho.
Any old way. So, speaking about different country shit, let's talk about China.
China is trying to set the trend.
We're
going to see if this becomes a trend. We'll see how effective it becomes. But yes, I'm loving what China's doing right now, I must say.
If you don't know what China's doing, China has pretty much mandated to take sissy men off of TV to promote more young male masculinity. I think that's fucking awesome. And there's not too many things that I think is awesome about China. But that, I have to agree, like, with the times changing and everybody, wanting to bring their bedroom antics to the forefront and want to talk about being all these different things because they feel this certain type of way, I think that should be kept off of TV. I think it should, it just should, because it's just something that, once again, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's my opinion, but it's just something that I don't think that young men or young women should be watching on TV. I don't think it's something that should be in TV like that. But unfortunately, it is in TV because I guess it's supposed to be their way of expressing and being like, hey, I'm gay and I can be an actor too. I'm not saying you can't be an actor. I'm just saying when you act, just don't act gay. Act straight. Be straight. That's just.
I'm totally lost now because I'm trying to figure out what the hell I agree to because I feel like I'm backtracking now. Because
what you mean? What you agreed to?
What the hell? No, because we was talking about because I'm trying to figure out. I was like, okay, well, they better not have no backlash after this. Remember me saying this when you first told me about this story? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out how did I conflict that because I didn't mean to say I don't think that they should have the right to express it, but don't get mad when we want to push or have support for more male-dominated characters because it is becoming more like saturated with all of these gay relationships and couples and all the activity. To me, it's just too much to digest.
It's, in my opinion, it's kind of
those things.
In my opinion, it's kind of like trying to have your cake and eat it too. I don't feel like you can have, like there's women out, like there's somebody told me that you can be a gay masculine man. And I was like, I don't agree with that. Because in my opinion,
I've seen it.
In my opinion, no, I don't. I understand masculinity, maybe for a lot of people are, big, Hulk, strong individuals, big.
No, even the energy, like all of it.
Or energy and everything.
Uh-huh.
But part of being, in my opinion, one of the biggest parts of being a man is procreation. And procreating and making children with a woman to natural shit. Mm-hmm. That's part of masculinity to me. So, can a gay man be masculine? They can have some masculine traits, but in my opinion, their masculinity is they're not really masculine to me because they're not procreating. They choose to not procreate because they rather be with other men. And that's just, in my opinion, I don't agree with that lifestyle. I don't agree with that being masculinity. I would not tell my son it's masculine to be gay. I can't tell him that. All I can say is there are men that are gay, but I wouldn't say, you know, masculine men are gay.
But then you couldn't say he's feminine, like he's the feminine type either, though. And that's where it gets, again, that's where all of it becomes confusing.
Right, exactly. And that's
you start having to juggle every label to a new, the labels are the problem. And it's just like, okay, no, I feel like we need to have labels because we had them for so long. Because that's what helps us identify things. But now it's like the lines are becoming so blurred that we just can't even have a simple conversation without getting confused. Because we don't even know what species we're talking about.
I'm not confused though.
Man.
Because that's what I say. It's kind of like, it's, if you go all that way, it's really cut and dry to me. It's either you're straight or you're gay. All the other words and stuff and letters, I don't care about that. You're gay. You like to deal with the same sex. You know what I mean? Where over here, straight people don't like to deal with the same sex.
Black and white
it seems as though the people who have the most power or seem to be pushing their agenda the strongest are the people who have sex with the same sex. And all we're saying is, and a lot of people have said this before, is that, yo, why can't, you know, when we talk down on homosexuality, it's because we're masculine men. It's because we don't agree with that shit and we just feel like that's not the right way to live. Now, we may have our own personal opinions on what that is about, but that is our opinion. So, if you have a problem with that,
you can't really.
You can't have a problem with that.
You have a voice. They should be able to have
your voice is going to be, well, I'm gay and I have a voice. Yes, you can say that, but my opinion is it's black and white. You're straight or you're gay.
Right.
And if you're gay, then you're just different. You know what I'm saying? You're different. And in my opinion, hey, if you want to be different, that's fine. But I can speak a lot about homosexuality, but I'm not about to go into
I get so dizzy.
Because
and
right,
it is. And I really do be trying. And I have to learn. So it's just like I be trying my best to just get it all in and understand it, but it gets so goddamn.
But what is it that you're trying to learn?
What it all means, all these new letters. What are we supporting? Why do we need to have these different? Yeah, like I said, I don't have to walk your path. I don't really believe that you influence me by what you do in your life. Have at it. I just feel like when you're pushing it on us, now is my problem because now it's like, yes, this is out here, but do we have to have it in everything now? It's so saturated. So saturated.
It's
and
everywhere.
It just seems like it just on the basic level with the babies. I went in Sesame Street and I just be thinking
to the point. I don't know where
children.
I don't know. You know, it's getting to the point where people are trying to be, in my opinion, like just trying to make up new shit. Like we got to the point
they
where
just want a new word. Right, and they want to be the person to say it that they was the one that made it.
They said that children now are being born with nothing on their birth certificates for sex.
Yeah.
Like
they can
choose their own sex. How? How can a child choose their own sex? What the fuck are you talking about?
I just don't get it.
Right,
that's
this shit is...
Caitlyn Jenner was proud because she got a license that said female. She said the sex said female. She's like, that was the greatest day of my life.
How?
But you still have a penis. Like, I don't know. That's the part that starts to get me crazy. And it's just like, I just want you to just be gay.
But that's
it. That's it. I just want you to be gay so that I can just know that your lifestyle is different from mine, and I can accept that lifestyle, and you have it. But like, damn.
Let's end on. We can end on this note to move to the next one. But homosexuality used to be considered a disease.
Right,
like
it did.
A sickness.
It did. But But unfortunately, it was back then that it was the same influence back then. It's just open now. That shit was going on back then. They just had to hide it.
Because when people, and see, once again, this is going back to, their way of doing things and looking at science and psychology. Of course, it was dominated by a white-dominated system, so, of course, certain things, switch up. But I feel like that became more of it's it switched from being a disease to being like, you know, the acceptable thing, or, you know, if you got a problem with homosexuals, then you're homophobic. You know, these type of words, they're new words. You know what I'm saying? These words weren't out, you know, when our parents were growing up, or when we was growing up. You know what I mean? So, and it's kind of like it's kind of like putting a stigma.
Softening. It's like on, the heart. They turn.
Well, that's how they stigmatize it, in my opinion, and weaponize it. You know what I'm saying? To be like, oh, well, you don't like gays? Oh, then you're homophobic. You have a problem. Mm-hmm. No, I don't have a problem. I was born and raised the way I was supposed to be born and raised as a man.
Right.
I would think you have the problem because you want to have sex with other men. Now, once again, we don't have to call it a sickness anymore, or a disease. Mm-hmm. But I can see why they would call it that. Because you're doing something that is really not natural to the majority of the world. Not just to the... In certain countries, they will fucking kill you for being gay. I mean, I'm not saying that's right, but I'm just saying that's how serious that type of stuff is to some cultures. Like, it's unacceptable. We accept it here, okay? And that should be it. Everything else should just leave everything else alone. Hey, you're accepted.
And let's
keep it moving. Right, let's keep it moving. Just like we accept it, okay, you're on TV, we got all these videos and shit. But what China's doing is fucking dope. I feel like we should be taking a note from them, because we want masculine men in our country, because, I mean, what if we have to go to war again and shit like that? Not saying homosexuals can't go to war, just saying. You may want some real masculine men out there on the battlefield, not just a bunch of homosexuals. So,
I feel like you just picturing them with these little pink bandanas. Oh, oh my God! I think I just get hit by a bullet. Did I get hit, James? Look, pick me up! Don't leave me! You gotta leave me! I feel like that's what you see in your head. And not all gay people are like that. It be regular dudes that look like regular guys. And they act like regular guys.
I know, that's not how I see it. But I understand
you see it with the pink outfit
helmet.
Oh,
the rainbow helmet on. Rainbow camouflage. Fuck, this nigga bright as fuck out here. Hey. Oh, no.
I almost chipped my nail with that. Shoot, Ingrid. We had to go shoot this morning at 1,200 hours. Let me file my nail off.
No. So yeah, I know it's some masculine homosexuals, but
yeah,
and that's fine, whatever. But, you know. Oh damn, I forget that. No, it was so the other one we had, the topic that we was talking about was they had something going around talking about either